All right, so we're going to talk about how to use a crypto token for your business and do a token sale. We're going to talk about what are utility tokens, how to integrate a token, and how to structure a token sale or an IEO. So first of all, what are utility tokens? There are tokens based on the blockchain that give a certain utility to its users. So it can be either access or certain rewards, other benefits, and of course, transactional features. They're not to be confused with security tokens, which are technically the same. They live on the blockchain as well, but they give certain rights to investors. So rights to dividends, rights to ownership, voting rights. And another form of tokens is non-fungible tokens. So these are usually on the Ethereum blockchain called the ERC-721 tokens, and you can launch them as individual virtual assets, such as crypto kitties, trading card games. One important aspect of utility tokens is how do they actually provide value and how does the value actually grow? So there are two dynamics that play a role here, supply and demand. Supply can be influenced by burning the tokens, so buying back the tokens, burning to reducing the circulation and the total available supply. And the demand can be influenced by making it more interesting, rewarding people for actually holding onto the token. So that can be done by staking, for example, and providing certain rewards for people that have a certain amount of tokens in their wallet. So let's go through a couple of examples of how other businesses did this so far. One of the most valuable tokens out there, utility tokens, is the BNB token. It's owned by Binance. And it exists for already around 3 years. And it's basically a loyalty token. So it provides certain benefits for people that are holding the token. And it gives those benefits on their own platform. So if you have a certain amount, you can reach a certain VIP level, which corresponds with discounts on their fees or access to certain features. They also use it, of course, as a payment way next to the normal other cryptos and fiat US dollar. They control the value of the token by burning. So they use their profits to regularly buy back and burn a certain amount of tokens. You can stake them, get rewards, and you can use them as collateral for loans as well. So there are around 300,000 token holders right now and still growing. The next is Reddit. I think this one is in the test phase right now, but still very worth mentioning. Of course, one of the biggest forums on the world. They're using crypto tokens to reward people for community behavior. So instead of just using their own token systems, they have an independent token, or actually two of them called Moons and Cookies. Right now, they're being used for the Fortnite and the crypto forum or subreddit. And you can unlock certain badges by earning them. You can vote with them in polls. And they let the community decide on the utilities, which is an interesting part of this. Another is a token from Australia called Power Token. They're an energy company, and they actually use a dual token system. So a lot of course, businesses have an issue that if you launch a utility token, how can you make sure that you kind of fix the value if you want to transact on your own platform? So they solve this problem by launching one token, which is freely traded among their users, and a second token which can actually use their services. In this case, it's buying kilowatt hours on their platform in different jurisdictions. So you use the token, their utility token, to actually escrow it and then unlock the other tokens called Sparks tokens. Then a very famous one is the bot tokens, basic attention tokens by Brave browser, which is a web browser which basically rewards people for watching certain advertisements or creating certain content. So it's an ecosystem where the crypto tokens called BOT are at the core, and advertisers have to buy them in order to get access to the users, and users get the rewards partly from the advertisers by checking out different content or ads, or of course doing other things in the system like contributing content. So next up, Anchor is gonna tell something about an IEO, because that's a part of a utility token that you can actually do a token sale and raise funds. So I'm gonna give the word to Anchor.
Okay, thank you, Rob. So let me share my screen now. I think Rob, can you give me permit to share the screen?
Yes.
Click on the share screen, it'll pop up to allow you to share.
Yeah, Anchor, you don't have the share screen button there?
No, you have to. Who's the host?
I'm the host.
So on the share screen, click on it.
Right.
A screen will pop up, allow to share.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm for some reason in full screen mode. Let me try to maybe exit that mode.
You exit from this thing first, and then give him permission.
Oh, wait, okay, so I'm still, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And now click on shared screen.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Multiple people can share. Yeah. Okay. Try again, Anchor.
So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So let's start from the basic information about the IEO. So what does the IEO stand for? Actually, I think you already know that IEO stands for Initial Exchange Offering, and it's a unique cryptocurrency fundraising method. Startup companies use IEOs to raise capital to fund their business ideas. The process is actually quite simple compared to other fundraising solutions. IPO, crowdfunding, a project will first get a concrete business idea and decide to create a token with proper utility that serves the whole idea, which is tied to the project. And make a sufficient IEO marketing plan and partnered with an exchange that is qualified to sell tokens. So investors then buy the tokens to fund the development and growth of the project, hoping that the projects will be successful and will finally cause a price increase of the token. So then they get profits and benefits from the investing. So for example, if you have an idea to create a blockchain-based game that uses token as an in-game currency, you will need to host an IEO. You would sell your tokens to an exchange, and investors would want to buy because they believe the game is going to be a success. That is how normally an IEO works. Then come to the benefits. The first one is the advantages that comparing to ICO. So here's some background about ICO. Actually, before IEO, we had initial coin offerings, so the ICOs, which was very hot from 2017 to 18. Many investors made over like 10 times or more profits returns by investing in ICOs. However, as the space grew and things changed, so the surge of ICOs to the market created a bubble that has since burst, and many investors are taking a new approach. During 2018, the crypto space became more mature and ICOs performance dwindled, and so investors turned more caution wise, and they focus more on the quality of the project. So that is very important. So if it has a good prospect and good team and strategy and a renewal concepts in the project. To revive the ICO scene, exchanges began to host ICOs to the on their platform. So this is where the name transitions from initial offering to initial exchange offering, as exchanges were now hosting the categorizing initiatives. So for the next benefits is the flexibility to choose good IO exchanges. So by the IEO, actually, there is a better solution to of concentrating on promising startups on major exchanges. So coin offering is costly, and developers prefer to work with major exchanges with a reputation and a permanent user base. So small exchanges that aim to make money without providing guarantees do not usually hold IEOs. So normally we will suggest those top 50 exchanges where people can find in CoinMarketCap. So you can check here. So these are actually some top 50 exchanges that listed on CoinMarketCap, the best exchange in the coin listing websites. So normally, if we can choose actually an exchange with good performance, with good trading volume, with good historical IEO performance, it will be a very important part for the IEO and the drive it to success. And then the third benefit is investors save time. So with ICO, an investor had to search for interesting startups across the internet. They need to read everything. They need to study themselves about how actually they will do and the prospect of the project. But sure, for the IEO, sure, the investor also need to know. But then compared to ICO, it will be less time because they just go to the exchange website and see the calendar of future offerings, and then they just read the abstract of the project. Because actually, once they're listed on good exchanges, they're already actually vetted by the exchange team or professional team already. So that can save them time. And then it is the KYC and AML. So IEOs are also setting themselves apart from ICOs by standardizing know your customers, anti-money laundering. So exchanges are managing the details of smart contracts and transactions for the elimination challenges of the previous ICO system. So in theory, IEO model actually looks convincing to investors. Top exchanges filter better startups, and by doing IEO, investors project team both save time. So in the case of an investor, there is a major decrease in the risk taken when being compared to ICO. That doesn't mean that the project venture cannot be a scam, yet it's considerable less likely to be considered like a scam. And investors will be more likely to support projects without worrying about scam projects since exchanges already did the filtering for them. So next part is the IEO timeline. So actually how the IEO really goes step by step. So actually it normally will take at least 3 months for the whole process. So the first month we need to develop the token and have the white paper written with the tokenomic utility and also with a business deck, which helps to show to investors. And then the second month is for IEO marketing, which includes the essential community building, which is a very basic part for the IEO marketing, where potential investor can join and keep in touch with project team directly. Staying tuned for the project updates, supporting the IEO fundraising, and the project also needs good exposure of the brand, of our business and the crypto media, PR publication, the crypto and blockchain forum, social media promotion. So to gain enough branding exposure before IEO really kickstarts. So the third month is actually for the IEO itself. So during that period, continuous efforts on marketing will be made to keep it moving forward with the fundraising. And after IEO, the token finished fundraising and will be listed on the exchanges. Okay, so here's IEO success factors. So the most important part of the IEO, actually how we can make the success is actually like Rob mentioned just now. So for IEO projects, first we need a business plan and the reliable business model. where we can provide technical advice to come up with a utility to serve the project. This is a vital point for every new business. If the investors see no apparent road to success and cannot identify a suitable market fit, they will not want to risk their precious crypto and money, right? So, and the second is for the marketing, like I also just mentioned just now. Marketing is very crucial for driving an IEO of good performance. Normally, it is not very easy to promote directly the tokens and IEO itself on media, so it is very important to work with expert marketing team who knows the industry well, and they can help the projects with a sufficient and a proper plan for the marketing. Then third is the selection of the exchanges. Normally for startup, it's recommended to do IEO on tier 2 exchanges, which is cost efficient and maintain good performance. While there are many exchanges in the market, so it is very important to have someone who knows the whole industry and help to make choice of the exchanges that fit the projects with good performance, good user pool, and high quality investors. And lastly, it's always important to keep community investors updated with the project's progress to increase their belief and confidence on the project. There are quite some scam projects with things written on the white paper and the website and nice roadmap, but not actually fulfilled. So from investor side, it is very important that they want to know the project they invest is serious projects with ambition. So always making good progress and keep the project stance updated is always one of the key success factors to make them more sticky and attract more people to invest. Okay, thank you, everyone. And next, I will leave to Rob.
Yeah, thank you, Anchor. So I will just walk you guys through a little bit about about TokenMinds. So we are in the business since 2016. We have been part of the major token sales in industry like Remy, Celsius, IOTW. We are voted #1 in 2019 as the IO marketing firm. And we have specialized end-to-end solutions for IEOs, including the white paper, token creation, marketing, exchange selection, and listing. So yeah, that was this for the presentation. If you guys have any questions, let us know.
The escrow, how does the escrow work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think, so for the dual token system, it gets a little bit tricky, right? Because it depends on your business model. So the business model of this particular company, they're just selling kilowatt hours. So what you can do is they use this escrow system where you basically buy first tokens on the exchange. Then you put them in escrow, and that gives you the right to buy tokens. So you need a certain amount of tokens to actually buy kilowatt on their systems with those Sparks tokens. So that's how they do it, because they want to keep the value of the Sparks tokens always the same, equivalent in a certain amount of kilowatt hours.
Is there a minimum or maximum?
That depends. I'm not sure for, you mean how many tokens that needs to be put in escrow?
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure what they do particularly, but is this, so this is something you're evaluating, because there's one thing to keep in mind here basically. So it depends. If you have a business model which provides, let's say, investment opportunities, you could do something similar, but you have to do a small change where you actually provide a discount to people that want to use your system to invest in certain assets. So this is something, yeah.
And the final question I have is the growth rate, and what is the growth rate?
So you mean for a utility in general?
Yes, in the last presentation, Anchor said the progress and growth rate.
Let me see the slide there then. Is that, oh yeah, the last one. Yeah, so that's, so once you actually launch the token on an exchange, then of course, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the token value will increase over time, right? So course, this is something that you included in your tokenomics model, what we discussed earlier. But it's not just that, right? So it's also a speculative market. So what you need to do is that when you actually launch your token, you need to make sure that you have your team ready to, like, on a regular basis actually publish certain updates on progress of your developments, because a lot of businesses that use this route are like in a startup mode, let's say, and they are not fully developed. So people that buy into the token initially is largely on speculative idea of that it will have a huge population or user growth in the future. So they want to see kind of a regular updates from the team of, okay, new features, new partners, you know, new kind of updates about the company.
Okay. All right. That's all the question I have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too. Yeah, you guys can always reach out to us on our website. You guys have at least my email, I think, for the registration. Yes. So wish you guys a nice day. And yeah, till next time. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.